The weirdest thing I found.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold it up right here.
Is it Michigonians?
What does this look like to you?
Looks like a hockey puck. But I can see the word teriyaki on it.
This is jerky. And it is jerky served in a hockey puck.
That's not that weird.
And when you open it up, you go, oh, well, at least it'll be the pieces of jerky.
No, it's one jerky, isn't it?
Nope. Behold, the fine jerky powder served in the hockey puck, because this is jerky chew. And this is not even actually jerky. It is the sawdust of the jerky that is left behind in the factory after they do all the jerky
So you
cutting.
know what's really weird to me is that I don't find that bizarre, because regions that love hockey put food in hockey pucks. This
I've never seen this before.
Oh, you never? Okay.
Never seen this
like
before.
Sweden puts a lot of weird candy in hockey puck style shit.
Okay.
But the jerky sawdust part is throwing me.
Because this is not even like tobacco chew is a thing that they do.
Yeah.
Right? And they fucking take it and they spit it and it's gross.
For people that don't want to smell of smoke and don't want to risk lung cancer, but love mouth cancer.
Yes. They do it, right? But in this case, it's just beef powder.
Yeah.
But not beef soup powder.
No, not beef stock.
It's literally just sawdust beef.
Yeah.
And I had some.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why am I
Did you
eating
chew it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't very satisfying.
What?
It had the flavor and it was just a powder. And I'm like, what's the point of this? Who's this for?
Michigonians.
Why not just eat a piece of meat or jerky? Why not eat a regular piece of jerky? I mean, I can imagine, like, if you maybe were like, hey, I need to make shakes because, I don't know, I can't chew.
You know what?
I'm old and I need the powder. The tooth of the jerky is so hard on my teeth. You need it all softened up.
This feels like a soul food situation where at some point in Michigan's history, all they had was sawdust.
No, this feels like a fucking Timbits situation where
they
they
have
were
it left
sweeping up a whole lot of jerky sawdust and realized, why aren't we
We can
selling
trick
this?
idiots into eating this.
Why not? I feel like that's what it was. It's like, use the whole animal, use every part. They found themselves tossing out some extra fucking powder.
Okay, people are saying that is how it was created.
Yeah.
The one that I said. And people are also saying that this is not limited to Michigan.
Okay, well,
This is a thing elsewhere.
it's crazy. I feel like
People
someone
are saying it's in Arizona.
some people found that factory workers were probably eating it, and then they went, yo, why don't you bag and sell this shit? And then they started doing it. And why does it come in a hockey puck?
You know what? I got a really good answer. Somebody said that if you don't have any teeth anymore from the mouth cancer because you chewed too much tobacco, you can suck on the jerky dust.
That is what I was saying. If you are the old
Yeah.
or the toothless, then it
Can't
makes
eat the
perfect
jerky.
sense. But you want that beef flavor.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also believe they might not have had meat at some point. They only had jerky dust.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just very surprised. I've never known about the existence of this. I was shocked to find out that beef powder existed. A lot of people are fond of it. I can see that. I can see you out there. That's good. I'm quite surprised.
Hockey puck is to make it look like tobacco chew.
Oh, gotcha.
People are saying that it is like Nicorette for chew,
Gotcha.
which actually makes a lot of sense now.
Yes. This is
Gotta stop chewing tobacco, but gotta chew something.
Hey, you guys get confused at milk in bags. I get confused.
Milk in bags is better. It's a better system.
Of course it is, but they don't understand that. You get confused at the better system of milk in bags, right? As you
Metric
have
milk in bags, mind
inferior
you.
boxes. That's fine. We get confused at hockey puck beef powder.
Beef powder.
Yeah, it's quite simple. There you go. All right, and we're off to the races.
Trivial regional differences are my favorite.
No, it's not. The bags are dumb. Yes.
The bags
Become my arrow.
Here's the deal. The bags are dumb. The bags are dumb, but they keep more milk fresh longer.
Oh, God.
There's a
damn it.
Warframe icon, like a player icon, that is a bag of milk. Mm-hmm. You know why? Because Warframe's from Canada, you fucks.
It's a more controlled pour.
Yeah. Well, no, because you get 4 liters of milk, which I believe is just over a gallon, but you get them in 1.25 liter bags, so that you cut the bag of the 1.25 liter, drink that, then even if you waste it, the other 2 bags don't go bad. Unlike a gallon of milk.
Milk bag Requiem, says Plague. You see, if you've never poured a milk bag, you don't know how much better it is.
It's also okay.
How about that? Okay, so if you're out there right now and you are getting upset at this concept, here's the deal. If you have never poured both,
you don't know.
Remove yourself from the discussion immediately. You lack knowledge.
All right, well, I'm going to ask you the
How about that?
I'm going to ask you the easiest question.
Have the opinions you want to have, but you literally are missing the experience, so remove yourself from the discussion.
I want to ask you the easiest question in the world, and I'm only asking you so that we can dunk on morons that don't know how to do better. How many times do you cut the bag?
Once.
Oh, no. Oh, no, Woolie. Are you for real? You cut it twice.
To get the aeration?
To get the airflow. When's the last time you cut it?
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't drink enough milk anymore to get the bags.
That's fine.
But because if you cut the once, it just pours out. If you cut it the twice on the other side, it has like a fucking arc that is like perfect for pouring.
Right. Okay, I see that.
Shame.
I see that. No, I pinch. I pinch the bag.
Pinch?
I pinch the bag back, and we just control the pour, and you get it all.
Oh, it's
controlled.
That's bizarre.
It's controlled.
It's just much easier to cut the second tip.
It's you have so much control. You know, it is tactile keyboards versus those other bullshit ones, and you feel it, and you're just like, ooh, I got exactly the amount of milk I was looking for right there. I'm telling you. And you know what's fun? You know what's fun?
What's that?
When you get the big bag of milk, how many come inside of it?
That phrase just hit me wrong. You get 4.
You get 3.
Really?
Yeah, you get 3. When's the last time you got bagged milk?
Probably a while ago. I thought
3. You get 3 in a bag.
Because it's 4 liters is 1.3.
Yeah, and you get the exactly. So you know, so it's like it's a properly distributed, you know, and then you can just you lay it out in the fridge, and then you got your fucking.
So, whenever this comes up, people from areas of the world that don't have milk bags all go nuts because they type bag of milk, and they just see the bag and they go, how would you pour that without it just exploding like that's the thought. It's like there's a holder, there's a bag holder that you pour with.
It is so much control. You have never felt this much
I'm getting
control.
really upset because in the last minute I put up a Twitter poll.
Okay.
That's pinch the bag or cut the bag twice, and you are wrecking me with this pinch the bag shit.
Dude, I'm telling you, everyone I know pinches the bag.
That's crazy. I don't like it.
How did you? I mean, I'm not going to argue that aerodynamics.
We need to do a test.
I'm not going to argue that aerodynamics would probably flow nicely with 2 because I know for a fact that
that's a life hack.
When you want to open a door to ventilate a room, you got to open a window too, right? Otherwise, the air doesn't go anywhere, right? You got to create a wind tunnel. So I understand, and I approve of the double cut. But for 30 years of my life, I've been pinching bags. Like at the end of the day. I'm gonna just tell it like it is.
I wanna fight a complaint that I'm seeing that says, why do you have a separate container for your milk bag? You have a separate container for bullets. It's a gun. It's a milk gun. You load the cartridge. You shoot the milk.
I have a question for you. Have you ever purchased a box or carton of milk?
Yeah.
And took it home only to find that the bottom seal was not so perfectly sealed?
Yep.
Or that somewhere else in that carton there was another leaky milk?
Yep.
And so the bottom of this one just fucking stinks up your fridge.
Just don't trust it.
Sticks to the bottom. Maybe someone was shitty with the rip on the spout, and the spout rip led to someone pouring and putting it back, and then milk drizzles down the side.
Right in the trash.
And fucking hits the bottom, and now you got milk all over the bottom. Guess what? The container, the receptacle, catches any excess if there ever were to be someone who didn't have their wits about them and mistakenly poured and got milk out elsewhere. It goes right into the bottom so that when you pull out the milk bag after it's empty, you can check, inspect to see any milk in there.
Wash it.
Clean.
Bam. Done.
Controlled. It's really simple.
Also, cartons are the worst form of food storage.
Yeah.
I worked in the grocery store, as we all know. The biggest problem with cartons is that they are permeable. Mm-hmm. So any horrible liquid that hits that carton becomes part of the carton now. Mm-hmm. Thus, like, it doesn't actually taint the food, but it taints the experience of using it. Mm-hmm. So what would happen is somebody would, like, it's always the same. Somebody would go to the milk aisle, open the milk, smell it, fucking spill it in the process over all the other milk. Now all that milk is useless because who wants to buy that shit?
Of course.
No one.
Also, people who go on all these people are going on about jugs. About jugs as a platform for the milk. I don't know anybody that buys their milk in jugs. Quite frankly, I feel like most people I know that's generally probably too much for them to get through on their own before
you
it
buy
goes.
a 1 liter jug though.
The smaller jugs.
I bought 1 liter jugs.
I don't see those as often at my local groceries. I don't see those. I see the boxes, right? I see the cartons.
I like a good 1 liter jug.
And I see those bags. And you only crack a bag open when you're ready for it. Yeah. You don't crack a giant jug open and
I can drink a bag of milk right now.
Sure you
could.
Like
one whole bag.
But the best part is when you finish the bag, there's another sealed bag.
The sealed
and you get to crack that seal when it's ready, and
it's like eggs.
And it's not like you have to get through half a jug and then sit and wait for the rest, and then it all goes bad, dump the whole thing.
You want to know the distinction between bagged milk and not bagged milk? Imagine when you went to the store, you had to buy 1 egg that was 12 times the size of a regular egg.
How much egg do you want?
And then when you're like, okay, I'm going to make some eggs. Okay, you crack it. Oh, now I got to somehow just put 11 eggs worth of giant egg back in the fridge.
And now we all know, of course, you're probably thinking, but wait, hold on a second. The expiry date is the same no matter what, right? Wrong.
No, because the expiry date changes the instant that shit opens.
The moment you open it, it is now on a faster death clock.
Much faster.
So you can't treat it the same.
The expiry date, okay, let's break it down. The expiry date on food is not absolute. It usually can go a day or two or whatever after.
It is
as long as it's sealed.
It is a suggestion, yes. Exactly.
Okay? But if it's not sealed, you are starting a new expiry date that depends on the food. With dairy, it's pretty fast. It's pretty fucking fast.
And on that note, I should probably let Hunter, HTM Executioner, know that they got us a lot of really delicious jerky that we took back home, and the packages were open so that we could taste the ones we wanted.
Yeah.
And we brought that shit back, and it all went off.
Oh, yeah?
It all went off.
I thought jerky was immune to this.
I thought so, too. But unfortunately, it doesn't.
Okay.
Opening it was a problem.
I see.
People are kind of, people are a little bit blown away at the idea that the date works for being sealed, but the opening changes things. It totally does.
If you could have like a fucking dairy product that's good for a
cheese.
year.
Open up some cheese or keep some cheese sealed. And then
like cheese will last forever sealed.
Watch what happens with the mold. All right?
Immediately.
And count it down, and then look at it and go, how do I have a block of moldy cheese even though this has a month left on it, or whatever the fuck?
Because you opened it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what's the actual, is because it also depends on surface area and air. So the worst. You ever buy those little shredded cheese, pre-shredded cheese packets?
Not often.
Okay. Do you know why you don't buy those often? Those go bad within like 2 days.
Oh, because
the surface area is so large. They go bad instantly. So when you get them, you fucking cook with that shit right now.
Yeah.
Or throw that in the trash. Throw it in the trash.
The pre-shredded cheese, though, it's a waste of money. Like, they charge you more for less cheese. The bag seems like it's the same size, but if you buy a block, it's just a consistent, fully formed cheese.
Well, you can do what my grandma used to.
The density. You're not paying for air.
You know what you can do what my grandma used to do? Take a knife, scrape that shit off. Still good.
Yeah.
You got relatives that did that?
We have relatives that did that. Not a fan of that.
I am astonished my mother lived to adulthood, considering the stories of grandma's cooking.
What I did learn to do was scrape the black off the bread, right? If your toast got overdone.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah.
It would be like just scrape the black off.
That's just charcoal.
Yeah. Well, you know, so that was a normal habit, but cutting the mold off, come on.
So I'm seeing people say, "Do it, it's fine." Oh, is it? Because we're talking about cheese right now, but I could easily move this discussion to, "Mom, my pork chops are green. That's fine. Just scrape the green off, and we'll cook them again."
Yeah. I remember the exact time that I ate a hot dog and got food poisoned, not knowing what the texture of a hot dog that is no longer okay is like. Yeah. And there's a film that I will never forget. I will never ever forget. And now that I know what that film is, like,
when you mean film, you mean
a texture to the hot dog, not a film as in a movie.
Yeah.
All right. And
a layer.
And there's a layer, and now you will know exactly what it is, and if it is there, you will die. You will die. Don't fucking do it.
Now, hey,
food poisoning takes you one.
Before we get any clearer, I have to make a very obvious point. I said mom. I was pretending to be my mom in the past. My mother grew up knowing that this shit is poison and never, ever, ever poisoned us with this shit. Grandma's the poison one. Grandma would...
Now, I know that I'm the same person who will tell an anecdote about Carlin and his buddies playing at the river and taking that big old rock and throwing it because the layer of sewage from shore to ocean is way too far out, so the rock would penetrate the sewage, and then they would take turns diving into the clear water created by the rock because the hole was big enough for them to get in, and thus they built their immune systems up to never get sick. I would never do that.
No, that's a bad idea, actually. It's fun to say, but not good.